I have canceled Kamala Harris enough during this segment. There's no reason to do it again. The point has been made. We all get it. She's terrible. There would be absolutely no reason to dedicate another daily cancellation to this point. And yet I'm going to do it anyway, because as you all know, the one single deciding question I ask myself when I'm prepping this segment every day is just what happens to be annoying me the most at this very moment. And at this very moment, at least the moment when I decided on the content for the segment, it's this tweet from Kamala Harris. She posted this on Monday. It's not very notable. It is indeed pretty standard stuff coming from her, but even so, I find it irritating. So here's the tweet. Above a picture of herself at the podium at the DNC, she has this caption: "I want every little girl across our country to know this. You can do anything, even if it's never been done before." Now I want to review very briefly all of the problems with this message. Really, there are two big problems. First of all, this has been done before. Kamala, you are not the first woman to stand at that podium as the Democrat nominee for president. This tweet is Hillary Clinton erasure, and I won't stand for it. She won't stand for it either, and I wouldn't recommend getting on her bad side. We all know how that worked out for Epstein, allegedly. Second, your story, Kamala, is not inspirational, okay? This is not exactly an inspirational movie. This isn't exactly Rudy, at least not any version of Rudy that I would want to watch. You're in the position that you're in after getting your start in politics by sleeping with a married man 3 decades older than you. Some people climb the ladder to success. So did you, but your ladder was named Willie Brown. And then after an unremarkable tenure in the Senate where you achieved nothing of note, you were selected as Joe Biden's vice president because he needed a black woman, and you're a woman and about as black as he could get at that point, so you got the nod. You went on to have, by all accounts, one of the most disastrously embarrassing terms as vice president that we've ever seen. And finally, you ended up the presidential nominee despite receiving 0 votes. Indeed, the last time primary voters had the chance to vote for you, they roundly rejected you. Now you are the nominee, a position that you wrestled away from an old senile man who didn't have the awareness or wherewithal to defend himself. And you've been the nominee in effect for a month. During that time, you've hid from the press, refused to answer any questions, and been so afraid of scrutiny that you wouldn't even sit down for an interview with journalists who actively support you and are sure to spend the entire interview kissing your ass. Even that prospect terrifies you. You're so terrified by it that it was just announced that you're going to do your first interview finally, but you're doing it with Tim Walz. Are you still struggling with back taxes or unfiled returns? The IRS is escalating collections by adding 20,000 new agents and sending millions of demand letters. Handling this alone can be a huge mistake and cost you thousands of dollars. In these challenging times, your best offense is with Tax Network USA. With over 14 years of experience, the experts at Tax Network USA have saved clients millions in back taxes. Regardless of the size of your tax issue, their expertise is your advantage. Tax Network USA offers 3 key services: protection, compliance, and settlement. Upon signing up, Tax Network USA will immediately contact the IRS to secure a protection order, ensuring that aggressive collection activities such as garnishments, levies, or property seizures are halted. If you haven't filed in a while, if you need amended returns, or if you're missing records, Tax Network USA's expert tax preparers will update all of your filings to eliminate the risk of IRS enforcement. Then they'll create a settlement strategy to reduce or eliminate your tax debt. The IRS is the largest collection agency in the world, and now that tax season is over, collection season has begun. Tax Network USA can even help with state tax issues. For a complimentary consultation, call today at 1-800-958-1000 or visit the website at tnusa.com/Walsh. That's 1-800-958-1000 or visit tnusa.com/Walsh today. Don't let the IRS take advantage of you. Get the help you need with Tax Network USA. So you can't even sit down for a Puff Beast softball interview without a man there to hold your hand and guide you through it. You have all of the girl power credentials of Snow White poisoned by the apple and lying unconscious waiting for Prince Charming to bring you back to life. You have the political career of a damsel in distress. That is, in all the worst kinds of ways and none of the charming romantic fairy tale kinds of ways. You have accomplished nothing. Yes, you sit on a lofty perch. Yes, you have advanced high up in the ranks, but you didn't accomplish that. It was given to you. And no, I don't reflexively say that about everyone I disagree with or even despise. I'm not undermining your achievement because you're a woman or whatever. Oprah is a woman, and she's black. She's also, radical leftist, probably a pretty bad person in general, but I'll readily admit that she has achieved remarkable things in her life. She started from scratch, built a billion-dollar empire. That's impressive. I wish she used it for good instead of using it to make the world a measurably worse place all the time, but I can't deny the achievement. Your achievements I can deny because they don't exist. So you could keep your message to little girls to yourself. You never had any children of your own to impart your message to. So stop trying to talk to our children. Yours is not a story that any competent parent will present to their daughters as a source of inspiration. Now, my own daughters have heard your name and they have asked me about you. And I told them that Kamala Harris is the name of an awful woman who lies and cheats and steals and cares about nothing except her own power, which she lacks the skill or strength to gain on her own. I told my daughters to be the opposite of you, to do exactly everything you wouldn't do and nothing that you would. So in that sense, you are an inspiration. You are a great example, a negative example, but a great one. And one that I can use for my daughters and my sons. Because I can point to you and say, look, kids, you see, this is why Jesus says that it profits nothing to gain the whole world and lose your soul in the process. This is what he means. This is what it looks like to have everything in the world but your own soul. It looks like Kamala Harris. So thank you for that, Kamala. And also, you are today, once again, canceled. Thanks for checking out this video. If you'd like to listen to my full podcast on the go, you can check out The Matt Walsh Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.